Hello and welcome back to Quantitative Reasoning Online. We're here for to look into the tutorial for Lesson 11B, Oh Dear. So with no further, only one question to do. That's good. Hope there's not 20 parts to it. So let's do the interactive tutorial. Now we covered the logistic curves, started talking about logistic curves in the last lesson, so this may very well have more logistic curves in it. Maybe. So let's see, preview objective, determine a change in population and determine the growth rate. Can we try to do? So in the next class, workbook, you will investigate a specific population of deer. You will need to create tables of value, including rate of change. The tutorial for preview lesson 11 part B, Oh Dear, begins here. Delta. Okay, so here's the definition. Delta is a Greek symbol. In fact, the symbol is basically a triangle. Delta. It means change, difference, or change. Kind of like hinted earlier, or slope, and so it was delta y over delta x. It's basically meant the difference between two values of y, the difference between two values of x, or change in y, change in x. So if I had a point, and I knew how x and y worked, now I basically get myself my graph. So delta, the symbol delta triangle, just means a difference or a change between 2 points. Alright, here we go. So here we are got a table. Smith Island in South Carolina are given the table, and delta P is a change in population. Okay. PT is the population at a particular time. So specifically, really, this guy here is PT. Delta P is change. Delta P over PT is the growth rate. So let's see, change of population. In this case would have been for 27. That was 57 minus 30. So get this change here, 107 minus 57, which gives us 50. The next change, 198 minus 107, I believe 91. Then 356 minus 198. Okay, that's a little too big for me to do in the head. 356 minus 198 for 158. All right. So growth rate, so this is delta P over P. So this here should be well, delta P in this case is 27, and it's like the other things you want to look at the where you're changing from 30. So 27 over 30. 0.9. So this guy should be, well, my delta P is 50, and that 50 comes from 57. So 50 divided by 57. So growth of 0.88. Next one, I went up 91 additional deers from a population of 107 to start with. .85, and I went 158 deers from the previous 198. .80. So it looks like we're increasing, but at a decreasing rate, I guess. Around the nearest hundredth. Whoops. So let's see what it looks like. So let's see. We had .50, 91, 158. .88, .85, .80. So yeah, did it correctly. So the growth rate, just the change between these 2 years divided by the population of the previous year, the year you're coming from. Further results from the previous screen. How much did the growth rate change from 97 to 88? Interesting. 97 to 98. I'm just going to do it again. It's just easy. So 107 minus 57 was 50. So this would be 50 over 57. .88. How much did the growth rate change from 1997? How much did the growth rate change from 1997 to 1988? 98. So the growth rate, looks like the growth rate from 97 to 98 went down by minus 0.02. Why did you give me the numbers? Again, table fell out. Don't know. So yeah, so growth rate changed. So we're looking at the growth rate and just seeing what the change was between this number and that number. So 0.88 minus 0.90 minus 0.02. Let's see. Refer to the results from the previous screen. Notice that the column change in growth rate columns are blacked out for 1996. So we're not given the value for 1995. Okay, if we assume that the growth change in the growth rate 96, 97 was about the same as it was for 97, 98, estimate the growth rate for 1996. All right. So what the saying is, I would expect, make this value x. I would expect x minus 0.90 minus x, not minus, yeah, 0.90 minus x to be minus 0.02. Because that was minus 0.02, I would expect this to be minus 0.02 also. Okay. if the change of growth rate was about the same 97-98 as in 96-97, it looks like that would be this algebra here, minus x would be minus 0.92 or x 0.92. Subtract 0.02 from 0.92, I get 0.9. Subtract 0.02 from 0.9, I get 0.88. Okay. 0.092. Strange. Okay. Determine a change in population. And that's just delta P over P. And really it's like P year 2000 minus population of 1999. For example. And determine a growth rate. Oops. And this guy here is just basically for 2000 two successive growth rates being added or subtracted from each other. And yes and yes. So that completes the tutorial for lesson 11B, oh dear, and doing growth rates and changing the growth rates. And I'll see it. So again, go back and redo this yourself, answer the questions so you get the points for it. And I'll see you shortly, and we will do the question 1 of 1 for lesson 11B preview.